Our presenter, who is going to tell us the significance of research for young medical students and career in medicine. And that is our very own, our professor, Professor Heba. I'm just going to give a brief introduction. Professor Heba Taher is a pediatric surgeon. She's working as a consultant and lecturer in Cairo University Pediatric Surgery Department. And she has special interest in colorectal, neonatal surgery, and minimal invasive surgery. She worked as a consultant pediatric surgery, as I've mentioned earlier, and an assistant lecturer, pediatric surgeon, and also a pediatric surgery formal training, and a general surgery registrar at rotation, and also a plastics accident and rotation. With all due respect, we honor your presence, our professor, and we are very excited to have you with us, and we are looking forward to your contribution to this. We have with us here physically and online our South Sudanese medical students. So I welcome you. You're welcome.
Hi Frank. Hi everyone. Can you hear me? Can you hear me or? Okay. So first of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me to present in this very important meeting. I just realized even more how important this meeting is. But I just took some notes. Let me just grab my notebook so that I just can mention them during the discussion. So Frank, thank you so much for this invitation. It's really very important. I personally learned a lot from the speakers who spoke earlier, Dr. Nazik and Dr. Akwi. They were really, they had very eye-opening conversations and discussions. I think you invited me to talk to you about the importance of starting early the research career while you're studying for medicine. But Dr. Akwi mentioned something really very important, which maybe I should stress on. Yes, you have to start early because it's a marathon. It's not a sprint, especially in research. And it's very important. So you have to start early on. Yet you have to finish your medical degree first in order to kick it hard in research. So I personally have a research group of my own. Frank is already a member of this research group, and probably this is how we were both introduced. And at the very start, I would like to invite everyone to join this research group, which was started like 5 days ago. Can you hear me, or is there a problem?
Yeah, we can hear you. We're just working some stuff.
All right. So basically, it's why is it important to start early on your research career? Because, as I said, it's a marathon. The earlier you start, the more impact that you will have. The problem with the research nowadays that people, they just want to publish for the sake of publications. For instance, at Cairo University, they came up with new rules, which is really good and I highly respect it, is that in order to get promoted, you have to publish a certain number, you have a certain number of publications, which is really good. It made people made people write and research and to start looking at whatever they are doing from a different perspective. But because publication has become a measure, it's a measure for promotion, and people are so focused on this measure. It's just like a lot of publications probably which doesn't address the important problems in our society or the important problems properly. So it's said that when a measure becomes a goal, it ceases to become a measure. So it just loses its significance or importance. So it's very important early on to start your career, not only because you'll have a lot of time to think about what's really interesting in your career and what you're going to focus on later on. It's not like you don't have to be stressed in the last probably 20 years of your career and you start thinking, oh, I'm going to focus on this subject. The earlier you start, the better the quicker the earlier then you will figure out what is really interesting for you. So that's why it's important to start early on. As a medical student or as a research group, of course, the highest kind of the top level of research is the randomized controlled trials. Randomized controlled trials, of course, this provides the best kind of evidence in research. You don't have to start with that early on, although there are so many groups which can offer you a participation in such trials. Yet, as a medical student, it's very important that you can start with the easiest kind of research, which is like case reports and systematic reviews and meta-analysis. This will give you we'll say what enthusiasm, or will push you forward to do more. It's like the little things, like it's like celebrating the little things that will put you on the right track, and later on you can get involved in more and and higher level kind of research. So so basically I have this research group, and this research group, I've already, all you need to do to join this research group is just sending me a CV, and you're going to be a member of it. I do announce the subjects that I can involve you in every now and then, and you can join it and start working on a side project. I started this group like 5 years ago in Cairo University. I have a group over 80 students, and of these 80 students, about 20 students are actively involved in projects. I've published about 15 articles. Most of them have students in them. Of the 15 articles, about, I would say, 7 or 8 are original studies, and the remainder are case reports. So this is not bad for someone who started on her own. Now new colleagues are joining me to sponsor this kind of work or to share their own knowledge. So I'm expanding right now, and I promise that it's going to be more publications going to be produced from my group. If you are interested in joining this group, Frank has got my contact details. You can just send me your CV and you can join the group, and we can start finding out the project that you'd like to be, you are interested in or like to share or write about. And hopefully within certain period of time, it will be published. Sometimes a publication, a work can take up to a year and a half. The shortest has taken about 8 weeks. So research takes time. It depends. I've received good feedback from the students. I wouldn't say that I was perfect from the beginning, but things have been, I've been progressing over time. I've been improving my own skills, especially in communicating with the students. On the other hand, it's not just I'm trying to mentor them and teach them and try to put them on the right track. I've also did learn a lot from those students because I learned by interacting with them the value of attitude. A good attitude gets you very far away. My best students who had the best attitude, you don't have to finish the project to the end. Sometimes they would say they have more important things to do, like sitting for an exam. Of course, this have a priority, but they already have shown interest and did what I've asked them for to do. So these are things which I've learned by interacting with the students. I've learned from them how to interact with my senior professors. Frank keeps introducing me as a professor. I'm not a professor, I'm an assistant professor. But I would say I learned from my students how to deal with my professors, my more senior professors and my colleagues as well. So, and they're very highly motivated students, and they really proven have added a lot to research, to my research group. So, so I would just say start now. The time is now, is not tomorrow. The time is now, as they say, if you want to start. As Dr. Awak Akhoui just mentioned as well, it's important, of course, to finish your medical degree first. It's the most important, but still you can warm up a little bit. You can start with a case report, attend conferences, meet up with mentors and potential mentors. All this is important. So as I said, thank you for inviting me to this meeting. And if you are interested in joining my group, please send me your CV. Frank has got my details, and hopefully we can work on something. One final thing before I go, I'm really impressed by the work you are doing. The South Sudanese Association of Medical Students. I think I can see a great potential in you. This is really great work, and you've got the most important element for success, which is being proactive and taking the initiative. You managed to invite people from Harvard and Canada. This is really great. So I want to congratulate you on that. And I see a great potential. I would advise you as an association is to focus on important topics, research topics, if you want to, since I'm here to advise you on research and how to start on, you have the subjects, the topics about diarrhea is very important, especially to me as a pediatric surgeon, because we deal with surgical conditions related to diarrhea, which is intussusception. So my advice, the topics which you presented about are very interesting. My advice to you, since you brought me here, invited me here to talk to you as an association, I hope there will be further meetings and you will do more in the future. My advice to you is to integrate research into your work and to have like a research agenda, especially about regarding topics which are endemic to Africa. My mom is a pathology professor, and she taught at Lusaka University in Zambia. So I've been to Africa before, like not the north where I am right now, like to Zambia and more south. And there are conditions such as malaria. There are some pandemic problems in Africa which hasn't been strongly addressed as other diseases worldwide. So maybe you should have like a research agenda which you should address and put it as a target in your for your association's agenda, and to start working on it and recruit people from all over the world to help you out with it. And thank you. I just hope you were able to hear me, and that's it. Thank you.